Hello and welcome to episode 38 of the Nonsense Review. I'm your host as always, Devon, and joining me equally as always is Rick.
Hello everybody.
Peeling back the curtain a little bit, we recorded our last episode way early in the week, which means we've basically got 2 weeks of bullshit to talk about beforehand. So, to that end, Rick, how's your week been, buddy?
Now here's the thing, I told you yesterday that I didn't have much to talk about. Since then, I talked to my window cleaner for about 45 minutes about D&D.
That's not something I'd expect a window cleaner to be discussing things about.
Yeah, neither did I. So here's the thing. He's of an age where he was one of the original grognards. He played the game back in the 70s, before the Satanic Panic and all this. And it was before D&D original came out. So he played a game called Greyhawk. And people who know D&D might remember Greyhawk as Gary Gygax's own setting.
So it's D&D, but the guy who created D&D's world.
Yep.
That's something I didn't know.
So the modern D&D setting of Forgotten Realms is a bit of a kitchen sink of a bunch of shit that can be copyrighted, but the original setting for D&D, Greyhawk, was a lot closer to a more standard fantasy realm.
Yeah, elves, dwarves, orcs, etc, etc.
Yeah, where orcs are bad and need killing, and elves are good and need saving. So yeah, that was the thing that happened yesterday. The other thing that I saw just out in the wide world is that Spirit, Stallion of the Cimarron, has started a reboot revival animation. It's not on like episode 4 now. Now this was something that was released by DreamWorks towards the end of their animated life, back when they did, I think, Road to El Dorado was the last movie they did.
Well, you're speaking to someone who actually, as a child, Rick, because that's how old I was, watched Spirit, the film.
Yeah.
I don't remember anything about it.
Okay. But yeah, so they started releasing a new show based on that. It's kind of like a soft reboot revival, I guess. I could take a look at it, but I don't know if it's going to be any good.
It doesn't speak very highly of the source material that I don't remember a goddamn thing about the film.
You were probably 6.
I wasn't 6, I wasn't that young.
I mean, when I remember it being advertised, it was when I was 11.
Oh, Jesus Christ, 2002. You can't have been 11, I would have been 10. You would have been a teenager by then, at the very least.
Yeah, okay, so I would have been a bit old. I must be remembering something then.
There's a lot of cartoon films in particular about horses, so I don't blame you for getting it mixed up with something else.
True. It's probably one of these things that got advertised at the beginning of some video or other that I had.
Transformers!
But yeah, that's pretty much it for me, my week, and what I have seen out in the world. So how about you? How's your week been?
I've done a few things, and there's a few things that have happened out in the wide world that I want to talk about, so buckle up, buckaroos.
I am strapped in.
First things first, I finished Amphibia Season 2.
Okay.
Now, over here in the UK, Amphibia is only up to Season 2 on Disney+, and I don't really watch TV, so therefore Season 3 is... I know it's in the nebula, and it's existing, and it's releasing stuff, but I've not touched it yet.
Yeah.
That season finale was fucking great, and I want to pull up a George Lucas quote, if I may.
Okay.
It's like poetry, it rhymes.
Alright.
It was almost exactly the same as the end of Season 1, except you were rooting for a different character this time because of things that we knew that the characters didn't.
Okay.
I would highly recommend Amphibia. It's a very good show.
I'll pop it on my list.
So we'll wait about 6 months and then we'll pester him about it again. Another thing I watched was, and I shared this with you, Rick, the 30th anniversary of Hellraiser happened.
Yes.
And for the anniversary, there is a 5-minute long, or close enough to it, animation of the old Hellraiser song by one Motorhead and Lemmy Kilmister. Except Ozzy Osbourne himself adds some vocals to it, and the animation is just beautiful. It's very fun. If you're a fan of heavy metal or Hellraiser, horror, cartoons in general, this is a good little video to watch.
A fun little thing about that, it made Ozzy look a bit like Crowley from Good Omens.
Well, that makes sense, considering one of his songs is Mr. Crowley.
It's great.
Oh, and there's so many Easter eggs scattered throughout the video. I'm spoiling the video, but it's 5 minutes long. Like, you can pause right here and go watch it, and it wouldn't take much out your day. At one point, Ozzy Osbourne turns into a giant dragon beast monster, and in order to transform, he reads from The Diary of a Madman.
Okay, I didn't catch that, so yeah, that's a nice little Easter egg.
Yeah, like, his van's called Mr. Crowley. Oh, there's a bunch of Motorhead references, like when Lemmy presses the big old fuck off button to kill the thing they're fighting, the button says overkill. It's so dumb, I love it. I think the only thing Lemmy would have said about this video is at the beginning they're playing a Hellraiser arcade machine, and Lemmy probably would have gone, why is it not a pinball machine? That's probably the only gripe you would have. But yeah, fun little animation. It's a good song as well. I personally prefer it without the Aussie vocals, but they don't detract from the song.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. It was a good little romp. I don't regret the 5 minutes. It was nice.
Yeah, I think you're the only person in the group chat who watched it as well.
You dangle metal in front of me, I'm gonna click it.
Alright, moving on. I watched Venom 2. That film is no longer in the cinema in the UK.
Is it not?
No, the reason why me and our friend rushed to see it was because on Friday onwards they were stopped showing it in our local cinemas anyway. anyway. Maybe it's still out there somewhere in the UK or the wild world.
Look at me.
In our locals, it's gone. That film wasn't as bad as I was expecting.
That's glowing.
I mean, I watched Venom 1 and I know what they're going for roughly, and I knew I wasn't going to be happy.
Okay.
As a self-contained thing with no knowledge from the comic books, it's fine.
Sit back, turn off brain, watch symbiotes beat the shit out of each other.
Here's the thing, right, is the fight between Carnage and Venom was at least entertaining. I'll tell you one thing.
Okay.
Much like with Venom 1, the best part of the film is the end credit scene.
Okay. Yeah, because the Venom 1 end credit scene was the one that set up this one.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, that was neat.
Before I gush and accidentally spoil things, on to the things that have happened in the world.
Sure.
Sabaton.
Yes.
They released a new song called The Christmas Truce. That song is beautiful.
Yeah, it is. And the backstory to it is as well.
One of the few glowing moments of the First World War that I genuinely care for and I enjoyed learning about, and will tell anyone who doesn't know what the fuck it is. I will gladly gush about it, because it's a beautiful moment in history where humanity trumped all of its evil parts.
Yeah, and the only problem was that it didn't reoccur.
It didn't reoccur because all the people who were 1,000 miles away from the front line said, no, you don't do that, they're the enemy.
Yep.
So, it trumped for about 24 hours, and then it was like, okay, back to brutally killing each other because some bloke 10,000 miles away says we have to.
Yep.
Oh, boy. Do you want to hear a not fun story?
Go for it.
A similar thing almost occurred on the Eastern Front between the Russians and the Germans on Easter, where they were going to try and have a 24-hour ceasefire because the Germans came out of their trench, and they were like, oh, it's Easter, we shouldn't be shooting and killing each other, and then the Russians shot them. Because the Russians have a different calendar, and it wasn't Easter for them, so they didn't know what was going on.
Yeah, I can believe that. Because they've got is it the Gregorian calendar, is it?
I really couldn't tell you the specifics. I've heard that story. It might even be false.
Fair.
It's an interesting one. But yeah, Sabaton have a new album coming out relatively soon. Alrighty, moving on. I've got some Helltaker news.
You mentioned that you had it to mention, and based on that, I've not dug any further, just so I'm surprised when you say it.
Well, Helltaker's got a crossover with another video game, which is another game I also enjoy to play.
Okay.
That game is Monster Prom.
Oh, yeah. If anyone is in any way interested, keep your finger on the pulse, because it will come on sale.
Yes. For those who don't know, Monster Prom is a competitive dating sim.
Yeah.
What the actual crossover is one of the demon girls from Helltaker is now in the game, Modius.
Yeah.
And she is a playable character. She's not romanceable, but you can play as her.
Pretty cool.
It is pretty cool. It means they've officially given her a voice as well, so she's, I think, the only Helltaker character with an official voice now.
Okay.
And the fun part is, in the Helltaker universe, she is canonically having a cameo in the video game. Van Ripper released a comic. It's a sweet comic where Modius goes up to the Helltaker and says, I'm in a video game, let's play it. Helltaker's like, yeah, sure, okay. And the Helltaker being the Helltaker has also had a new canonical upgrade, as it were, in that it doesn't matter what universe he's in, he will always be attractive to demon ladies.
Alrighty.
Because he successfully wooed and romanced the big buff blue demon woman who's part of Monster Prom already.
Fair enough.
Meanwhile, Modius failed and couldn't get the sentient calculator to be her lover.
Aww.
For those of you who don't know, by the way, Modius's gimmick is she is the lustful demon. However, she finds incredibly perverse acts to be mundane and stuff like cuddling and hand-holding to be the most lewd.
Lewd.
Yeah, that's actually it. She can't talk and gets all bashful when the Helltaker suggests holding hands. Okay, moving on. There was some fuckery on the She-Ra subreddit.
Was there?
Yeah, there's a game going around at the moment on various subreddits where someone posts a picture of pick an amount of characters from the franchise. Cool. Everybody comments on it. Whoever has the most votes gets eliminated, and then the next day you start again, but without the character who had the most votes from yesterday. It's a pretty simple game, but here's what happened. We got down to the final three, being Adora, Catra, and Entraptor. For some fucking bizarre reason, the guy running the game just decided to say, nah, fuck it, this will be a more interesting matchup. So instead of having the finale being Entraptor versus Catra, as the voting, dictated, he put up the finale as Adora versus Catra, and everyone was just like, we have eyes and can count. Why did you think you'd get away with this? And I don't even know if there was any repercussions or nothing, because I'm not that invested. I think it's very baffling why this person decided to try and bullshit.
Yeah.
It was a very easy thing to, prove incorrect.
Yep.
Jeez. Anyway, if I did see an unrelated post that was just like, here, and it was Scorpia had her 4th place medal and she was over the moon with it because it's Scorpia.
Yeah.
Adora was looking at her bronze medal looking really dejected because it's Adora. And then you just got a Photoshop of Catra and Entraptor both hugging each other with gold medals around their necks, and it's just like, fuck it, this is the official result. Yeah, baffling.
Yeah, it is a bit weird.
I get it, trying to find out who's more popular, Adora or Catra, because they're the two main characters. I get wanting to know that, but trying to make up a controversy... It's not even a controversy, because it's a stupid fucking Reddit game.
Yeah.
Like, from any angle I take this, I don't know why it happened.
Let's be honest, it's not as if Entraptor would win.
Oh, I don't know, man, because I didn't think Entraptor would be in the final three.
I mean, fair enough.
You're right, though, if it's between... Like, Catra's the best character in that show.
Yeah.
I don't know, I think I'm just biased, actually.
I think she has the most compelling character arc.
That's undebatable.
Yeah.
Whereas Entraptor doesn't really go through any... Well, she goes through some character development, but she's always kind of... It's not her that changes, it's the environment.
She's a flat character, and that's not a criticism, because you can have a flat character that is well written, and you can have a flat character that contributes well to a story.
Okay, final thing I want to talk about. This literally happened last night.
Okay.
WWE has fired a lot of people.
Oh.
About 18 wrestlers. Might be a bit less. That's a rough count. The reason why I'm putting this here is because it actually enrages me.
It normally would.
It enrages me doubly so at this point in time, because WWE has posted for the last basically during the entire pandemic, record-breaking profits.
Yes.
And they fired a bunch of guys, and the official statement is budget cuts.
Ooh.
That makes no sense.
Yep.
One name sticks out in the firings where actually I agree that they should have gone because they injure people, and that is one Nia Jax. She has injured far too many wrestlers and gotten away with it for far too long, in my opinion. I'm not begrudging that one. I thought she should have gone ages ago after she injured her third wrestler.
Fair.
But everyone else on the list has done fuck all wrong.
I don't have a lot to add on this, so...
Fuck WWE and fuck VKM. I could get bogged down, I suppose, but this isn't a wrestling podcast, and I'm sure someone who is more informed than me is probably filled with more righteous anger at the situation. Thankfully, there are alternative companies for other people for these people to work with, but WWE is, well, they basically have a monopoly, I'll be honest with you. Anyway, before we get bogged down in the realities of capitalism again, Rick, what are we doing today?
Well, today we're looking at something that we may not have talked about before on the podcast. Big Mouth released a new season today. Our previous experience of this is Dev told me about it one day, and I thought, fuck it, why not? I'm in bed, and I watched it, and it was fine. Since then, we've kept up to date with it.
I think I even recall saying the art style is hideous, but it's still funny.
Yeah, and the first couple of episodes are a little bit more difficult to get through, but once you're over the art style and over the gross out humor speed bump, it's generally enjoyable.
I think I even told you, though, I'm getting a bit sick of it.
Yeah.
Season 4 was fine, but there's moments where, okay, the characters are kids, so they get a bit of a pass, but the amount of times the kids learn lessons and then immediately forget said lessons, it drives me fucking insane. Like, the two main characters are dickheads, and they acknowledge several times they're dickheads, but then they never change.
Yeah, neither of them are enjoyable characters. I enjoy Missy and I enjoy Jessie from this show, and pretty much everyone else is just not a nice person.
I like Missy because she's actually gone through quite a bit of character development. Not necessarily in a good direction either, that she's had some pitfalls.
Oh, yeah. You can have negative character development. That's still positive for the show.
I'm also a fan of Jay. That's because you can take Jay out and it doesn't change the fucking show. Jay is a perfect little chaos storm, and as long as an episode doesn't focus entirely on him, then he gets a pass.
Alrighty, Big Mouth, Season 5, Episode 1, No Nut November. 3, 2, 1, and go.
Man, speaking of No Nut November, do you partake?
No.
Man, I saw a funny fucking image the other day of just like, hey, can I tell you a secret? What? No one actually takes part in No Nut November. Okay. That is an awful way of phrasing it.
Yeah, it is. Diddling the De Niro, awful.
Oh, don't forget, those two blonde Swedish twins are, cannibals.
Yeah, they are.
Oh, I forgot about that fucking character development.
Oh, yeah, she likes Judd, don't she?
Yeah. Oh, that's actually grosser.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Missy still has imaginary Nathan Fillion.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I forgot he was still crushing on her.
Yep.
I forget how that relationship ended, but I remember it ended poorly.
Yeah, I think he brought up the fact that she was like 2 years older than him, and she got salty at that.
That's a... Oh, no!
That's not.
One of the things with Jay's weird fucking head... Fucking, imaginary sex fucking parties with his pillows. I don't know how much he's saying out loud is actually being said out loud.
Yeah, yeah. I also don't know how much of it is true, because he apparently had that, like, he had the baby pillow as well, didn't he?
That weren't real. But then again, Jesse saw it, so...
Yeah.
That's horrifying. Okay,
Okay,
none
so
of that
one
was
wasn't
real. Well, the only reason I was bringing it up was because I thought, could you imagine if you were the mother in that scenario? Hey, I'm getting blown in here, says your fucking 12-year-old kid.
Yeah, but also, I think, isn't the mother an alcoholic?
She's got issues.
Yeah.
And is most definitely abused.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And the dad's the divorce attorney as well, isn't he?
He's just a lawyer. He doesn't specify in divorce, I don't think. Unless he does. I think Laurie's my favourite character, actually. Not Laurie, Maury. Maurice. Oh, I forgot he had this thing back. See, this is what we're talking about with the vulgar humour. Pretty much what the show is based around, and sometimes it is a bit much.
Yeah, yeah. Like I do appreciate having the subtitles on specifically for that character.
Oh yeah. Do we need to link Rika? It's actually some. Do you know how November started?
Yeah, you said this to me last night, that it was meant to be like for prostate cancer, wasn't it?
I told you about half of it, because it did start like that a little bit, but it also it was weird. It kind of evolved into that after it started.
Okay.
But very quickly after it started, because the way it started was the subreddit for people who chronically masturbate or have addictions to masturbation were like, okay, let's do this to raise awareness for blah blah blah. And it's just like, no one's going to give a shit about that, so let's raise awareness for this instead.
Okay, okay.
See, the no wet dreams rule is kind of stupid.
Yeah, because you're not in control of that.
Yeah. That is also a real thing, but I believe that got invented by 4chan.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Destroy Dick December.
Do you know what the actual specification for that challenge is? Because I looked into it because I was like, what the fuck is that? That sounds dumb. It's even dumber than you think.
I mean, I don't know the specifics, so...
Here's the specifics. Day 1, you wank once. Day 2, you wank twice. Can you see the pattern?
Okay.
It's not humanly possible, I don't think.
Man, 31 is, yeah, that's a power move.
Well, don't forget, you gotta do 31. Also, the day before, allegedly, you were supposed to have done 30. And then the day before, 29. It's not a fucking real thing. I don't think anyone could do that without dying. Or making their cock shrivel up.
I mean, after 8, you dehydrate.
That's a good saying. I think the worst type of person to do No Nut November would be teenagers.
Yeah, absolutely. They're the ones that absolutely need to be able to, blow off steam, as it were.
It's one of those things I should probably stress, actually. There's nothing wrong with having a wank. Obviously, don't do it too often. But it's bad for you to hold it in, so to speak.
Yep.
I forgot they started doing these cutaway gags. This is a bad bet because Nick can't, has only recently started masturbating and has been shown to not really care.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because she's got like her vagina as an actual named character at this point, ain't she?
Yeah, but don't forget, so are Nick's pubes.
Yeah, true.
I believe I believe someone at one point said if guys have to do No Nut November, then girls have to do Don't Dildo December.
Oh boy.
However, Don't Dildo December is a lot less restricting than No Nut November because that implies you can do other things.
Yeah. You can use your fingers. You can use the table.
Apparently, No Nut November means you can't even have a wet dream.
Nope.
Forgot she did that. If Missy does indeed have a new voice actor, I can't tell the difference.
Yeah, she sounds the same.
So that's either good job to the new VA, or they lied.
I like how how the console has a pearl.
Yeah. And the whole thing is a giant fucking vagina reference.
Yeah.
Analogy. It's not subtle.
Yeah.
This is the weirdest. I know it's said differently, but it's weird seeing my name in a TV show. Especially in this context. I like how the female hormone monster jerked off even though she wasn't jerking off, just like Maurice.
Yeah, by towel flossing herself.
Yeah, with her tail no less.
Yeah.
Oh look, he farts himself awake like other people we know.
I mean, I have done that.
I know, that's who I'm referring to, but I didn't want to throw you immediately under the bus.
No, you just drove it to my house and waited for me to step out.
It's not even been a day, bro. That's really gross. That's a real thing in America.
Yep.
Reverse psychology at its finest.
Seminars.
It's not a bad pun. Still gross.
I
know this is all in his head, but this pillow has got good advice coming from it. Okay, less so for that one. 2 Monster Energy drink cans, so it looks like they did get that Monster Energy drink sponsorship. What is this? Oh, her toes are nuggies. Okay. I didn't know what I expected that to... But I thought she literally meant chicken nuggets, and I'm like, why is there chicken nuggets in the mud?
Although, yeah, he used to lick her toes from when they were muddy, didn't he?
You know what? I think I blotted a lot of Season 4 from my mind, because there were some gross moments.
Yeah. Cum Kumail.
Oh, no. Harry Houdini, King of Cards. He was an escapist, so that's a lie.
Yeah, Jay is not a well-learned man.
True. Although, like, here's what I hope if they ever do a thing where they get their best futures. I hope Jay continues to have a passion for something, even if that thing is magic. I wish I didn't know what so many of these terms already meant.
I know, right?
That's a good way to give yourself blue ball.
Yep.
If anyone's ever had blue balls, they do fucking hurt.
Mm-hmm.
I do like the fucking random cameos they have, although sometimes you can't be sure if they're real cameos. But that said, I've seen...
I think that was... I just think that was a gag, but...
I don't know, man. I've seen Hugh Jackman do a film where the whole gag was he has balls on his chin.
Okay.
So... That can happen.
Yep.
I don't know if I should admit that or not. But, there was a time where it had been a while. Just because. No particular reason. Oh, why?
Oh, no.
No!
This is what stopped him from going out with Lola, wasn't it? That she reminded him so much of her dad.
Yep.
And they became friends as well, didn't they?
Yeah. But yeah, there's... it's... do not underestimate the power of coming. This is probably going to be one of our grossest episodes to date.
I hope so. If it gets worse than this, then... Oh, boy.
Yeah. Well, we start watching another Star Wars film and just go, man, I want to fuck Leia. Alright, she sounded different there, but at the same time she was in distress, so...
Yeah.
It's a good question. Jesus Christ!
I mean, he missed the pun of the Gestapo.
Yeah, but he was clearly legitimately angry.
Yep.
Never heard of it. I assume it's a real film, though.
I'm assuming so.
It's a bit too on the nose, so maybe it's not. By the way, Catholics, fuck your whole religion. You protect paedophiles for no reason. That's a problem. If you're actually that turned on by literally everything.
Yeah.
You need to do something with your life.
Mm-hmm.
Even as a teenager, like teenagers are horny little bastards that get turned on by the weirdest shit. But for everything, to trigger a reaction, that's weird. Man, I took a long pause there. I apologise.
Yeah. Oh boy.
I think it's a tad too real to be laughing at.
Hey, Judd.
Judd's a fucking psychopath.
He's actually a decent guy, though.
Doesn't mean he's not a psychopath. Don't forget, he got caught masturbating on her fucking bathing suit.
Yep.
And and I can't believe this to this day, she just decided to ignore it.
Yep.
Man, just a fucking living room full of horny.
Yep. I forget the name of the lady homo monster.
I don't know.
Yeah, I've forgotten.
He's doing this in front of his friends. Ugh.
Connie.
Huh?
Her name's Connie.
Yeah. Yeah, he deserves all the shame in this scenario. That's fucking weird. So it's okay if it's a girl doing it. That's the sad part.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I do like her new hairstyle.
It is pretty good, actually, yeah.
You don't need to break up with figments of your imagination. This hormone monster is so much grosser than Connie.
Yeah, I think it's Claudia Black as well. I could be wrong, though.
Fair enough. I don't recognise that name, but I do.
It's Morrigan.
Oh! Hey, there's no rules against fucking people in your head. Especially if said people aren't real people.
I mean, the one thing that's approaching a rule is it's still weird to imagine it with people that it would be weird with in real life.
Yeah. That's a fucking insult.
Yeah. It's a very British insult. Just say something non-threatening and non-insulting, but with conviction. It just becomes an insult.
My favourite British insult is calling someone a cockwomble. I don't like that she's got the slit in the right place.
Oh, man.
That is not a good reason to start a relationship, though. Not a serious one, at least.
It's a weird one. It's a weird one where, like, sometimes the fight is stupid.
True. Yeah, she's clearly not. Yep.
Oh, that was it. Well, it was. He went to the love card and she didn't know what to think of it.
You see, I feel kind of bad for Jay because we know what Jay's home life is like and how much toxic masculinity is in his household.
Yeah, he's done so well to be anything other than a clone of his brothers,
or even worse, his dad.
Oh yeah. That's a quote.
It's not. I could have sworn it's not called nutting when it's a girl doing it.
Yeah. Like a horny little corpse.
This is a fucking weird day. I don't know why that tickled me in particular.
I mean, maybe worth it.
It's really, really unsettling how much that child looks like he belongs in a priest outfit.
I mean, yeah.
I've never really gotten that. I know it's a thing for a lot of people, but I've never understood it.
The daddy thing, yeah, it's a weird one.
Vice versa as well, by the way.
Yeah. The people that get off on being called it and people that get off on calling someone it.
Mm-hmm. Well, Nick's technically not lost, because if you come in second place, haha, you just pay the other person with the bar that you got anyway.
Yeah.
Not being able to last a day is a warning sign.
Well, we knew that when he was hearing things, which is a step up from seeing things.
True.
Although, like, everyone has a favoured sense. Like, for most people, it's vision.
Right, quite clearly for Jesse, it's smell.
Yeah. And for Nick's dad.
Nick's dad is a fucking weird beast.
Yeah, he's an odd lad.
He's masturbating to Prego yoga gear.
So it would seem.
That's a fucking pickup line.
Man, that's like a flirt meme at that point.
I guess Nick is now into the portion of life where he jacks off a lot. I forgot she used a toothbrush.
Oh, yeah. Just that quote.
Yeah.
Fucking Lola showing up dressed like a pillow.
Can we just point out, how funny is it that Jay has actually lasted the longest?
Yeah, well, that's because emotion is a hell of a, what would you call, an anti-aphrodisiac.
I guess. No, they don't.
He gets a phantasmal granola bar because it comes from a cum demon.
Oh, no. I guess everyone's just masturbating this episode.
So it would seem.
No, it's fucking not!
Yeah, I know, right? So we would hope.
Cutting from everyone doing fucking weird shit. Just to Jay crying his eyes out while eating a cum bar. What the fuck was that?
It appears to be some kind of porpoise.
I fucking love this song so much.
Yeah, let's watch the credits to hear Layla.
Yeah, why is it Layla playing? Oh, right, yeah, okay, opening line, got ya.
Okay, yeah, so...
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah, the lyrics can be construed as...
Oh, there you go, Hugh Jackman, it was him.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, Tandy Newton is the other hormone monster lady.
Okay, so not Claudia Black.
Yeah, it's not Claudia Black.
I really like this song, but now I'm going to have an association. Don't forget, this song was written about George Harrison's wife.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah, Eric Clapton had a thing for her.
Yeah, fair enough. So we've reached the end of the regular credits, and now it's into the Swoomy.
So, Yes, Rick, I have to ask, what did you think of the debut episode of Season 5?
It wasn't the best episode ever, but, you know, it's not been having the best of seasons recently. So I am going to watch the whole season. I might even have watched it by the end of the weekend. Just so I can forget about this entire series for another year.
Yeah, I feel you. I'm actually currently watching another cartoon in my spare time, so I'm keeping it close to the chest so I can blow Rick's mind with it when I eventually finish it.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm probably not going to watch this anytime soon. But I also might just randomly binge it because the episodes are short, and more often than not, an episode is a self-contained, fun little experience.
Yeah, they tend to have an overarching plot for the season, but most episodes tend to be more or less self-contained.
Yeah, the exception is really finales.
Yeah. When they try to wrap up the things that have been going on.
Yeah. It looks like the Shame Wizard turns up for the next episode, so that'll be fun.
But he was one of the better characters, let's be honest.
Hey, he was entertaining, for sure. But yes, I suppose we should get to the brass tacks of things. And I'll ask you, Rick, did you have a favourite moment?
Probably when Connie got so horny that a little Connie popped out.
That was a fun little moment.
The cute little fun guy. Because, like, I'll be honest, it not being one of the best episodes, there wasn't that many great moments, I don't think. Picking the gag is probably the best I can do. But how about you? Did you have a favourite moment?
I guess I'll throw my hat in with just that sudden burst of a great fucking banger of a song at the end.
Yeah, that was a good segue into, remember when songs were good?
But yes, we can't focus only on the goods, we also have to have a look at the lows. So Rick, what did you think was the weakest link?
The fact that Jay and Lola are still fighting over nothing.
Yeah, but it's one of those things where I think I said it near the beginning of the characters are kids.
Yeah, when you're a child, you've had less of your life, put things into perspective, and everything becomes proportionally bigger than it really is. It's really easy to get things blown out of proportion when you don't have proportion.
Absolutely.
But yeah, do you have a weakest link?
It's a problem because I know Big Mouth's big deal is gross humour. I really didn't like the ending gag of zooming in on everyone's faces while they were jacking off.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it was a step too far, it's pretty much par for the course, but I was watching it and I was like, yeah.
Yeah, just showing a cum-face compilation.
I get it. Teenagers are horny and they fucking masturbate a lot. I don't want to see it.
And it's not just teenagers either. You even saw the have sex on a lady guy, the ex-coach.
I mean, he's the coach again now.
He's the coach again now, is he? Okay.
Yeah, remember he had the Queer Eye makeover, and then when they offered him the high-up teaching job, he just said, I just want to be Coach Steve again.
Okay.
But yes, I suppose we should get down to the all-important question. Rick, who is your MVP?
Probably got to be Maury.
He was barely in the episode.
Yeah, but in terms of people that drove the episode, he did his best to give Andrew advice on edging, and he had his entire seminar.
I feel like it was such bad advice, though. Oh, you don't want to masturbate? Well, here's the trick. Masturbate, but just don't finish.
Yeah, it's not good.
That's a really stupid fucking piece of advice. That's like saying to a cocaine addict, hey, do everything with the cocaine. Line it up, cut it into lines, put your nose near it, but don't snort.
But yeah, how about you? Do you have an MVP?
I'll give it to Jay because he won the contest.
Sure.
And he's the whole reason the contest existed in first place.
Yeah, his internal conflict. I guess it's going to be one of the things that drives this season right now.
Don't know, I think that plot point's going to be wrapped up within 3 episodes.
I will prefer for it to be wrapped up in a couple of episodes, because it does sound like the kind of thing that Netflix does. They build something up for an entire season, and then they just wrap it up in a couple of episodes in the next season.
Yeah, you got to bear in mind, though, it didn't take the whole season. Like, the whole season last time was them two having a relationship. It was only the last episode, or maybe 2, where they were, like, having a fight in the first place.
True, but the fact that the relationship was good is part of the same storyline.
Sort of, but they're 2 different beats in the story is what I mean.
Yeah.
Because I totally foresee this relationship just ending up being either a casual thing they end up keep doing, or they keep doing legitimately because they're like, fuck it, I ain't got no one else in my life.
Yeah. The kids' version of if we're not married by 40.
If you want. But if it's an active relationship, then that's not really a thing that can apply.
True.
But yes, I think that's probably a good enough stopping point for today's episode. So guys, as usual, if you've made it this far, you are our favourite people. We don't normally do this, but I should probably start begging. Feel free to like, comment and subscribe if you're on YouTube, especially comments. We like to get comments. If you're not watching on YouTube, then please completely ignore what I just said, and instead you can get in touch with us via email. Now, what email address would they need to send said email to?
That would be nonsensereviewuk@gmail.com. Once again, nonsensereviewuk@gmail.com.
Well, that's going to be goodbye from us this week. Tune in next week where we have something quite different in store. So, bye guys.
Bye-bye.